So that was my dear friend Yvette. And I think it's funny that she called me Wonder Woman because she's the one who taught me that you actually don't have to make the bed every day. You can leave the dishes in the sink. And she was into takeout before it was even on the internet. So it wasn't even Vogue back then, but she taught me that's a great way to make a home-cooked meal for your family. But, you know, there's been so many incredible stories today. I kind of feel like I don't know why I'm actually here. You guys have such great advice and things, and as I was reflecting on what to say tonight, I guess I wanted to recognize a couple of people influential, or groups of people influential. The first is my mother, who's not here. Oh, I have to stop. But my mom came of age in the 50s and got married young and was still trying to continue in college. And back then, she was escorted out of classes in public universities because she already had her Mrs. degree. And she never forgot that. And when I was little and people would say, what do you want to be? And like a 3-year-old, you would say, I want to be a mom or I want to be a housewife. And her comment was always, that's great, honey, but you can be more. And she would say, you should be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or whatnot. And, well, I didn't really like the idea of engineering because I didn't really love Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs and all that my brothers did. And blood was never my thing, so it was not going to be a doctor. So here I am. I'm a lawyer. But her point was always go for more, be more, don't be limited. And when there were no women that I saw that were lawyers, it didn't matter. It was you can be anything you want to be. And so here I am. And then there's my husband, the ultimate feminist. He really is because you know, as a young lawyer, he recognized that when life was fair for women, it was better for families, and therefore it was better for men. So if work-life balance was better for women, it would be better for men, and therefore better for families and whatnot. So he really is the ultimate feminist in our family, even though we have 2 very feminist daughters and a son who is so inclusive and counts several women as his very best friends in this world. And then there are my partners, many of whom are here. And of course, you've met Yvette and my friends Penny. And, you know, I've had so many great times. We started young together. There were late nights, early mornings. We had our children together. We supported each other. You know, how do you get up every morning and do these things? And again, doesn't really matter if the bed's made or whatnot. And then there's all the young women that who've now become partners who we hired and trained and mentored. And you've made such a big influence in my life. And 4 years ago, we took a big leap. Several of us took a big leap of faith together, and we decided to move to Sidley. And when the American lawyer called us and said we were the largest group of women to ever move law firms together, and they wanted to sit down and talk to us. And I think the really great thing about that is we had no idea that that was novel. But there you go. We were the largest group of women to move. And thank you so much for having faith and coming together and going with us. And so I guess, you know, the couple of takeaways I would say to everybody is that, you know, you can be anything you want to be and don't limit yourself to one thing or 2 things. Branch out. You know, when women rise, we do all rise. I think you've seen that today. And don't sweat the little stuff. Stick in there with your friends and make a move together and be bold. And I'm so honored to be recognized and be here today. So thank you so much.